a writer, there are just certain things that you pick up on. Like your ability to dissect things becomes significantly greater when you're doing the same shit that these shows do. Like when you're writing characters or you're creating a plot, like doing that stuff makes you much more intimately aware of like how things are structured. So my ability to speak intelligently on the topic of, analysis of anime is largely derived from the fact that I have personal experience on like how that shit can and should be done.
All right, it looks like we're back live again.
Hey, okay.
It looks like it's going.
Simed was telling a story.
I was mushrooms. I think I got to the part to where
Hunting.
Tijuana. That song is fucking ingrained in my brain. I love it.
I
So
listen to it every day.
it's really good. The I think the part that I stopped at was that we found mushrooms out there in the woods, in the dirt, in the leaves. Found morels, 3 of them. And it was me, my mother, and my stepfather. Now you would think that, that's one mushroom for all of us. We can cut them up, eat them, fry them. They'll be good. We get home. I think it was a day that I was going to be on this stream like weeks and weeks ago. And I come upstairs for dinner after I'm done. I'm like, hey, where are those mushrooms that we got together? And they're like, oh, sorry, we thought you didn't like mushrooms, so we just ate all of them ourselves.
Kill them.
Oh
my god.
was very upset. But it's okay.
So fucking mean.
It will be okay. Me and my girlfriend are gonna go hunt for mushrooms sometime soon and find a bunch ourselves, and no one gets to have any of them.
Morel season's closing up.
I know. We're gonna go like in the next few days.
We're like dead ass none around.
When does it
here.
end officially?
For morels, last week, like it should be like this week where it ends. Like it's only around for like a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's like early mid-spring.
Yeah.
How
I was in the
much are
forest.
they if you sell them?
A lot of money. Because
they?
it's so they're like because it only comes around like a little bit.
How much were the ones that you bought online?
The ones I bought online were like $30-something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys said?
They're what?
Is that mushrooms? Is that what you guys said?
Yeah, morels.
Yeah, morel mushrooms.
Sweet morels.
It's like diseased cock. I don't know.
Nah, dude.
Oh my god.
Great.
See, I never had them. I really wanted to have some.
They're great.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms are great.
I agree.
No.
They have
tomatoes.
natural vitamin D.
Yeah, because
Hey, don't do this to me.
I think the reason why I'm so into it right now is because back before the COVID, I would go to thrift stores and it'd make me feel like a pirate. And I can't do that anymore. So now I have to go in the wild and find treasure.
Yeah, that's was kind of the idea of me drawing this image of you as like a little explorer, is that it feels so fucking good to go out in the woods and find food that you can eat. It's such an amazing feeling.
Everyone's stupid but me, guys. Fucking food's for free. Exercise is for free. Everything's for free. You're all just stupid. Especially Tom.
That's fair.
Oh, you're still here.
Food is based. Food's good. Speaking of Tom, segue.
Yeah.
Actually, I did want to say, as far as like going out and like hunting for shit. Did any of you have any of you ever like explored abandoned buildings?
Yes.
That shit is so
But
fucking
then
fun.
You find goop heads sometimes, and it's not so fun.
Oh.
I love, like, there's something about the aura of like abandoned buildings that's really, really cool.
Some of them are booby trapped.
Well, like, especially like if like all the glass has been broken out of them and there's like just shit lying around and they're kind of dusty. Like that shit is really cool to me. I love like just going and finding shit like that. And in New England, where like there's old old houses and like old warehouses and like tons of old shit that just no one goes to all over the place. It is a blast to go just like walking around in abandoned
I worked
places.
at one of those buildings for like a year and a half.
Oh yeah, wasn't it like flooded at all times?
It's pretty fucking weird.
And you being in there was a hazard to your health, right?
Tom was the goop head.
Yeah, that was me. Card carrying member. No, it was just weird. I mean, the place was just falling apart, and it's like a hazard to your health to be in there. It's probably full of lead and shit, and probably gonna die 10 years earlier for minimum wage. But that's just the struggle.
I was gonna ask how much you got paid minimum fucking wage. Jesus.
You bet, my dude.
Man, Tom, I love you. Some of the stories you tell him, like, how the fuck is this guy still being around? I don't know. Your story is it is one of sorrow and overcoming that sorrow, I think.
It's pathos and
Mostly
tenacity.
sorrow.
Mostly sorrow, yeah. Yeah.
One of those triumphs you've had in the past few days, your fucking game is so fun.
I know. What's your high
I owe
score?
I like 400.
Okay.
It was a fluke though. I haven't gotten more than 200 any other time. But I've always hated endless runners. They've never been fun for me. But the fact that there is like a health mechanic that you actually have to engage with is beautiful. The double jump feels so good. Tom, I'm so impressed that you used old assets that you already had to make something this fucking good. They're extremely impressive.
Thank you. I'm like surprised it came out as good as it did. Like it was just adding the double jump and the stamina combined. It's like, oh, there's like decision making moment to moment now.
Mhm.
It's
kinda weird.
it's gameplay.
Yeah.
It's real actual gameplay. I want you to upload the background photo on its own so I can use it as my phone background.
I can
shit.
give
Hey.
it to you like right now.
Awesome.
small-
Please.
Let me
Hey,
upscale it so it's
Small
actually
aside, while they're
usable.
doing that, I sent you a message if you could.
About deleting the furry post? I don't give a shit if it's old.
Oh my
No.
god.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
You sent me a message
Yeah.
in the mod.
You talking shit?
No, I'm not talking. I'm not talking shit.
I think you're talking shit.
I'll talk shit if you want someone to talk shit. I didn't know this stream we were going to be talking about Dick Masterson. Was into the Dick
Boy.
show because Digi was into the Dick show, like when he kept talking about it. But ever since he wasn't, I fucking realized that Dick Masterson is a little bitch, and I don't like him.
Hey, everybody's entitled to their opinions, and
Like, I don't know.
you don't
maybe
have to
maybe
like anybody. I mean,
no.
So admirable. How? He's so admirable.
Listen, not to be a
He's
fucking
very
lib
abrasive
cuck.
personality, like me. So
But you're a cute girl and not a
Everybody
gross
loves me.
man, so I like you.
exactly.
I don't know, not to be like a weird fucking lib cuck, but I just can't vibe. I can't vibe with them at all. I think that even if his like toxic masculinity bit is a joke, it's just not fucking cool for me. And I think it's so funny that he rags on Maddox, who I also hate, to be fair. But I think it's so funny that he rags on him for his cuckold shit when polyamory is basically the same and equally as weird in my opinion. Do what you want, but
Do you blame him though? Do you understand how much money it makes him as
I
an
mean-
ongoing bit?
I do. And I think that you can get money through ways that are good, and you can get
so
money through
how
ways
is
that
cucking
aren't
and
good.
polyamory the same thing?
Yeah.
Sort not the same, but the similar. Like there are 3+ people involved.
Yeah, but one
Situation.
is the person's in a submissive position where they are getting off on their partner getting fucked and them not doing it, whereas poly is kind of like it's the relationship is there's 3 people in it.
Man, I don't know. I have a sour taste in my mouth for polyamory shit.
Me too.
I think the
Yeah.
adult coloring
Jason.
book parties are even more funny.
Yeah,
Fun of that.
no, that's fucking hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
We can all agree on that.
We're all on the cuck spectrum.
Mhm.
Ew.
You know,
Shell,
every single one
come
of
on,
us.
man.
That's
You got,
admit it.
you got
Don't
Nate
worry.
over there who is a alpha fucking Simone calming the Chad. And
Li-
no,
listen,
he's not doing any cuck shit. I know
if your
that.
girl
Oh, I'm
is
sure he
fully
has his
hijabbed-
fantasies.
If your girl is not fully hijabbed or burqa'd, then
Oh my
you're
God.
higher on the cuck spectrum than most
Please.
men.
Shell.
You know,
God, I hate
or like
all
having
of
a
you.
daughter. That's pretty cuck.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're basically raising a woman for another guy to fuck.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean,
the
guys?
ongoing narrative about Dick Masterson, to me, it's at the point, like I said earlier, I think in order to quote me saying, no one's gonna give a fuck in a month or remember. That's probably
Well, I mean, this has
true,
been going
but-
on for months, so I think that's
Yeah.
arguably not true.
But still, I mean, like even Simid talking about like it's as bad as Addict's like, I don't exactly agree with that. I don't. I think he deserves to be made fun of for every single thing.
Oh, Maddox
that
is
it-
trash. I mean, it
Yeah,
takes a lot to sue somebody for $500,000 for basically fucking your ex-girlfriend, but
I just want to make it clear. I hate Maddox way more than I hate fucking Dick Masterson. He just gets on my nerves a little bit.
Yeah, well, a lot of people get on Masterson too. I don't blame you, but I don't think it's the same level. I don't think you could make fun of it on the same level.
Definitely not. No.
and that's why it's backfiring. Like, whatever crusade is out against Dick and New Project 2 is not working.
Yeah,
What
like
fuck-
why? It makes no sense.
It's just really
Fucking-
funny that they would try to get those people to take a side when they're clearly people who advocate for free speech and would come to Dick's side because Dick helped them make money when they were deplatformed. So I really don't think anybody's going to be too harsh on him.
Not too deep
Yeah,
into the politics of that, but we can all at least admit that he is a fucking putz because he won't admit that he eats ass and that deeply offends. It's not okay. That motherfucker. If we're gonna debate both sides, fuck Maddox. I'm still gonna take Dick's side, but he won't admit he eats ass to me, so that's the biggest sin.
What if Maddox
could
admits that he
possibly
eats
happen.
ass?
Well, he would. You know he would if asked.
Yeah.
Even
None
if
of
he
these-
doesn't
none of these-
actually.
None of these LA fucks want to fucking admit it. And like I said, that offends me.
Now, there's
So-
nothing inherently wrong with eating ass.
Well, there is something inherently wrong with not admitting it when I fucking know you do it. God damn it. May,
It's very true.
you've been over to that motherfucker's house.
I have.
I know, and
Does
in all
does
our heart of hearts that he fucking does.
does
gotta
Dick
get
have a
him to
nice
admit it.
house?
Yeah.
Like I've seen the outside of it, and it looks like it's a really nice place.
Yeah, it's really nice.
In like Hollywood Hills, right, or some shit.
A mountain
Uh,
or something.
It's just on the side of a mountain in LA.
Okay.
But yeah, it's pretty nice. It's small,
But-
but like, real estate is very expensive there, but the place is really modern. It has an excellent view. It's pretty dope. It's worth bragging about, I'd say.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've seen the pictures from the outside, and it looks pretty sick. Like I'd be down to live in a house like that.
It's definitely a step up from Maddox's apartment.
Apartment.
Oh my God.
His
But
duplex.
okay. It's funny to make fun of Maddox for that, but not for the reason that people think. Like, it's funny to make fun of it because he's a man in his fucking he's like in his 40s, isn't he?
42.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have been in a position where like I've had to live like that. I've had a bedside table that was a cardboard box, but that's because I was a young early 20
But did you
something
have
with no
sharks
money.
on the wall?
Yeah, I didn't have sharks on the wall. I had based anime girls, and
Well,
it
that's
was
not
like
cringe.
that's
About
not
that
cringe.
Dungeons
But
and
the
Dragons
thing,
wall.
what I'm getting at is that like the derelict nature of it, right, is that he's in his 40s. There's no reason that he should be having to use that's just when you're young and you're 20, it's expected
yeah.
that you're gonna have to do some like
No,
sketch
he's a
shit
fucking
just to
failure.
get by.
That's why.
Yeah, that's why it's funny. The fact that it is a cardboard box as an end table for his bedside is not the funny part. It's the fact that he's 40 and it's like that.
Yep, and also has a Dragon Quest slime bedspread.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
great. I love those
I
memes.
said Dungeons
Oh,
and
dear.
Dragons. Bad. Is it Dragon's Quest?
Yeah, it's
I don't know
slime
shit.
from
I don't know
Dragon
shit about
Quest.
JRPGs.
Come on, it's like
But-
the most iconic fucking dude. If you ever read a Nintendo Power, it's fucking stuffed
Yeah.
full of slimes.
Yeah,
There's
he's
an
the guy.
anime. There's an
Slime
anime.
boy.
Gosh.
About
The
those.
slime
Can
is
we-
super. You watch anime, there's fucking. The slime trope is in like every single fucking isekai anime.
Yeah, but I'm shit at video games. I don't know anything about
Have you not
fucking-
watched the fucking isekai, slime isekai?
No,
Have you
It-
have you been
is that
to?
what is that what his bed sheet was from? Was fucking
No, it's
Dragon-
Dragon Quest. Yeah.
Dragons and Dungeons or whatever the fuck.
No, it's a different
God.
things. Jesus Christ.
But holy, do you
not
live under a rock?
Butthole,
he
you
lives in the middle of
sound
nowhere.
like you're fucking 40 years old.
Oh
You're
my
what, like
gosh.
23?
What is it? World of Dragon Quest, Dungeons, Craft. I don't.
It's a blue
You even know
fucking
slime, bro?
You don't
Have
even
you
know
ever
heard of this
slime,
thing
bro?
called Endless War?
I mean,
Man, you can't humiliate me like the lack of trying. I'm so fucking shit at those games. So not that I never tried. It's just that I suck so bad that I gave
dude,
up.
I never
So,
fucking
no,
played
I
a
know
Dragon
nothing
Quest
about
game.
that. I'm sorry, I don't
just
know
know
the
what it looks
slime
like.
from fucking Monster Quest or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Oh my
Know
gosh.
nothing about that. That's also the meme.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of which, we bring up your guys' opinions on between us talking about Dick living in a fucking lit house and Maddox being in a duplex like he's a fucking putz in the middle of nowhere. Do you guys think that he's maybe Dick's? I don't agree with this opinion, but do you guys think that him living shittily is a result of Dick ruining the rest of his career every time he could possibly make fun of him?
No, Maddox ruined his own career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maddox keeps ruining his own career constantly.
Mm-hmm.
He deserves
Because the
Damn
answer,
right, Cut.
well, because the thing that makes it particularly bad is that the answer for success is right in front of him.
Yeah.
Just start writing funny shit again. That's all he has to do.
Mm.
All he has to do is write funny shit again, and it'll come back.
Oh no,
He's not-
for him, no, he should fucking give
Well,
up.
not-
and
not-
get
not
off
in the same
internet. He
Not
should
in the same
fucking-
capacity,
I
right?
think,
But like,
yeah, he deserves everything that he's gotten. But you think that, I mean, maybe would he have a nicer house or make more money if guys like our entire stream
Well,
right
let's-
now didn't
let's-
hate him and didn't
well,
want to give him
here's,
money?
let's not forget, right? That the reason that Dick can make fun of him all the time is that Maddox continually digs himself deeper into the hole, right? Like
100%.
if Maddox had just been like a douchebag, it would have been like a one-shot mention on the Dick show. It would have been over and done, and that would have been the end of it, and nothing would have ever happened, and Maddox could have moved on and gone to done other things. It's the fact that Maddox is obsessively focused on being angry at Dick, even though it was his fault, that
Well, I know-
he's in his current situation. It's all
No.
Maddox's fault. Like he could have at any time reversed course in such a way that he would not be living in a duplex with a cardboard box as a side table for his bed.
I know that already, and I do agree that he deserves every piece of shit, scenario that comes his way. But how do you guys feel about like in between him not having any fans and Dick constantly punching him down, which again he should do because it's funny and he deserves every little lick of bullshit that he gets. I mean, Dick living on a badass mountain on the fucking bunker and him living in a duplex with 3 other people. Do you think he deserves that? Or do you think he
Oh,
should have a
yeah.
little bit more of a luxurious life out there?
No, he shouldn't.
He has
No.
the potential to have a more luxurious life, but his pride is preventing him from doing it. If I was Maddox right now, what I would do is I would have to like be honest with myself and be like, okay, my skill is writing good satire articles. Like that was what I built my career on. That's what I was good at. The reason that I got so big in podcasting was because of my chemistry with Dick. That's where it came from. I can't do it on my own, and I don't have anybody strong enough right now in my network to really replace Dick in an effective fashion. Not to mention my image is completely ruined. So, Maddox, the character, is dead. He needs to just like start an alt account and just start writing good content again and just be somebody else. He has the luxury of being able to do that, and his skill set lets him do that without any issue. It's not like he's an on-camera presence. His strength is his writing. Just write more books under a pen name, a new pen name, and just let that gain momentum naturally.
I honestly
And just
think
distance yourself
for
from Maddox, the persona.
Maddox
His ego's
for
too
his own
inflated for it.
mental
That's
health
exactly his
really
problem.
needs to step
He'll never
away
do
from
that.
the internet. he has a lot of issues if he's willing to sue somebody $500,000 for all that shit and still hasn't learned his lesson. And Dick has on multiple accounts come out and said that if Maddox apologized to him, he would give him a position on the show. Like, there is a clear
And pay him.
path to getting, to fucking fix things and to make money and to fucking, move forward as a human. But he is just fucking emotionally stunted, mentally stunted. He is a fucking autistic, dyslexic clusterfuck who, there's two paths before him, and he's just choosing to fucking destroy himself.
Yeah, I asked the question. I mean, obviously all of us agree, which is happy, but Tom said I 100% agree with. But the one thing that kind of makes me sad is result of that, Tom, is what you're saying, that reviewing shit about Godzilla is not a good career path? I don't think that's the way to go.
Probably not. There's not a huge market for
Not
that.
in LA. Like, get a fucking day
No,
job.
his podcast is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Like,
It's really
I've
bad.
I've never listened to it, so
No, you shouldn't. Because it's really bad.
your plug, Maddox. The whole weeb says Godzilla versus Podcast Zero. Quality content that's not quality. Go fuck yourself.
is that really a podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Godzilla
Sad.
versus Podcast Zero?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's sad.
And
What
he's
is-
like
what is-
trying
what
to
is the
fuck the
point?
co-host of it. It's mainly him
Yeah,
just simping.
He's on there with
What?
some girl. What
Is
Haley
it just-
Mancini?
Yeah.
Is it just a
Her name?
podcast reviewing Godzilla stuff?
Yeah, Haley
Literally.
Mancini's
That's-
really into Godzilla, and it's just him fucking trying to appeal to
Oh.
her.
So
It's
it's
like
funny.
an hour long, and it's
Uh,
just every time she makes like a meme about any Godzilla film, he just like awkwardly laughs.
Oh god.
Anything that she thinks is funny because she's autistic and loves Godzilla, then he
Huh.
just kind of sits there and doesn't add anything to the conversation. So it's like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
this?
This is hilarious because like me, Saberspark, and Jackswade, we're starting a Godzilla podcast, and like it's gonna come out soon called Squadzilla. I wonder if it's gonna be better than this one.
Yes. Yes.
It probably
Already.
will.
Oh my god.
I
Oh
would
my god.
already confirmed it would be.
Oh boy. I
so
can't
much
wait for
better.
that to drop. I'll be looking forward
We
to
have
it.
like we're like 5. We're just doing every movie in chronological order because Saber had never seen any of the Godzilla movies, and me and Jax are huge fans, and we're friends. We're like, why don't we just like indoctrinate you and do a podcast about it? So
Hey,
we just
Hey.
did last week Godzilla versus Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, like the first one. We're gonna do Invasion of the Astro Monster on Monday. We record every Monday.
mate, use your clout and get this video out there so that Tom can collab with Maddox.
Oh
Oh
god.
my god. Oh my god.
Because
Maybe
Tom
Haley
would only
Mancini will go on.
because Tom, has more fans than Maddox ever will again the day he dies. So we might as well help him out.
Let's
We'll have
look
him
at
on as a
Maddox's
guest.
Patreon and see how much he's making.
Maddox is a PCP member.
Did Maddox ever get fucking prosecuted for impersonating a fuck?
No.
Oh, what do you call it? A whatever. What was it?
He impersonated a journalist.
Journalist. Yes, that's
Yeah,
the word that
Heather
I was
S.
forgetting. Heather S., my favorite journalist.
All right.
Slid by.
He's
like
hid
that
his
that
count.
motherfucker got nothing. There was no repercussions for that. It's fucking bullshit.
Man, fuck that.
He only has 20 patrons, but he's hid his amount because it's probably low.
It's probably $20.
I'm
Yeah.
looking up his Patreon too.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
He used
Sorry,
to have
I've
the amount
been
available.
doing some shit. What are we talking about?
About Maddox, how he
Maddox.
only has 20 patrons and
Okay.
impersonated a reporter.
Wow. I'm actually surprised he has 20.
Well, I mean, he
Yeah.
probably bought some of those. One of them's probably his fucking mom.
Are there his alts?
Maybe.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
He needs to start using one of those to write some new
Oh my
articles. Jesus.
gosh.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing is that it's not like Maddox couldn't just like forego being Maddox and just like reappear as somebody completely like apparently completely different. Like it's not like he needs.
That would
Like I said,
that
like,
would
he-
involve a brain transplant for him to pull that off. This
But-
is a fucking.
yeah.
This guy is not
No,
high
well,
enough of an
that's-
IQ to do that.
No, I'm not. I'm
Deep
yeah,
rooted
you're
issue.
right. you are right, but what I'm saying is that, like, the reason I don't feel sorry for him is that he's just not intelligent enough to have figured out the answer to all of his problems and seems to think that the only thing he can do is just make it worse.
He continues in spite of contradictory evidence.
Yeah.
Pussy, May, I just looked it up. He doesn't. He unlisted how much he makes a month.
Oh yeah,
God damn
only
it.
pussies do that.
Well, because he used to have it on here. It
No,
was
he
like
used to when
100
before people made fun of him for it. Before
yeah,
somebody
fuck this
caught
guy.
that he was buying supporters.
Lol.
So now he's hiding it. But yeah.
20 patrons.
I didn't know it was that
I'm
bad.
about to shit my pants.
I
Oh
mean,
my god.
Pod Awful, who is out here just like acting like he's taking swings at Dick, who's a nobody, has like 600 followers on fucking Twitter. And it's like, why do they even give attention to these people? But it's just because they are fucking so big of lolcows where they could just, they just exist
Yeah.
to get dragged at this point.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I stay out of these. I mean, even if he has 600 followers, it's probably 500 more than I got. But I don't give a
Well,
fuck.
you're also not being signal boosted by, like, you know, Maddox, who is one of the most influential people on the internet, who has a check mark, you know?
Ooh, yeah,
If
stay
you
away
had
from that.
clout-
The blue check mark really
It's a
is the
total
biggest
lol
meme.
cow.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if he has a blue check mark, honestly. I don't follow Maddox, but I assume he does because he is that fucking... He's the PC crowd policeman, you know?
He would be the kind of person that would think that means
Yeah.
something.
And I mean, he's been
Yeah.
around for a while when they used to give it out, so...
I
Very
seem to remember
proud.
that he does. I don't know if he got taken away or
He
what.
probably still has it then.
The blue check mark has like the opposite effect on me, where I see one and I'm like, I don't want to follow this person.
Yeah, Nate
feel
has a blue
gross.
check mark, right?
Who, Nate?
Yeah, doesn't he have one?
No.
Maybe it's his
He has a check mark on YouTube, not
YouTube,
on
yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah.
I am proud for how very little I'm on Twitter or at all or get on.
It is the right
I've
choice.
successfully not been blocked by Maddox, even though I
Me too.
communicate with the Dick Show fans. Also, I got him to tweet me about Ninja Skull, and it was funny as fuck.
Whoa.
So, I was trying to get him to DM me so I could do some of that like speaking stupid shit like people do on the Dick
Yeah,
Show.
getting behind the lines.
Yeah, I was trying so hard. I was trying to connect with them through Ninja Scroll, and I couldn't do it. He still hasn't blocked me, so maybe one day.
Maybe.
One day I will.
Maybe that's when Dick will finally admit that he eats ass, when you give him some
That
fucking hot
motherfucker-
goss.
It's been my
That's
goal
the
since
price.
November of like fucking 2018, and that motherfucker still won't admit he eats ass, and it offends me. Fuck you, Dick. Dick eats ass or something.
All right, do we want to get somebody else in? Simon, do you have anything else?
I just want to say one thing, and then I'll be off. I wanted to ask May if she would ever, or Digi, both of you jointly even, consider like making pins. The RFCK Kickstarter for all those pins just finished, and it was really cool, and I'm really excited about getting all those pins of things I like.
Mhm.
And I just wanted to ask because I feel like it's a good merch opportunity.
I think it is a really good merch opportunity. Digi does not seem interested at all in making pins for anything he does, just because it is a lot of money to like make nice ones, and he doesn't really see a value in them. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of
You need to
difficult
have
to be excited for and to, you know, pitch something you don't really care about. But
Well, and
Fair
and
enough.
I think you need to have the right audience for pins. I think that Ben and Munchie have the right
and they're
audience for
artists,
pins,
so
and
they
Digi does
design
not.
their own
Yeah.
pins, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like, I mean, with me, it's like I don't really have a design that I think would make sense on a pin, like just a pair of pantsuit. Like, I don't know. I don't
That's
think.
bullshit.
I think people would be into it,
That's
honestly.
bullshit.
I
Some
think so
people
would.
too, but I don't know. I don't really. I don't know.
Admit, I'm gonna save this for you right here. Hey May, do you remember back in 2017 when I sent you all those pins in the
Yeah.
PO box for Maho No
Yes.
Stage Fancy Lala?
A fancy
right.
Lala, I have
I-
them.
Yes, I will fucking per chat $20 right now if you will make pins for my man.
What kind of
Ooh.
pins?
Hey, up to him. It was his idea.
I mean, pair of pantsuits fine, digi glasses. I don't know. And again, the more I think about it, like there's less iconic imagery as there is
Yeah,
with RFCK
exactly,
within your guys'
exactly.
whole zone.
Pins are lit as fuck. You'll come up with something. I'll help pay for it.
They are lit, and I like them.
Yeah,
Problem
I
is right
mean,
now-
it would be like a
Ass.
Kickstarter thing. Like, it
Right.
definitely was interesting what Munchie and Ben did. I do think it's really cool that they made so much money and so many people were excited about it. But, I mean, I don't really, like, use pins either, so it's kind of like, I don't know.
I personally have one pin because I got it as a like little bonus thing for having bought something else.
I have a couple pins from the PCP, and I have the Ben one with that character on it, the floof.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I just remembered something pertaining to pins. I'm definitely not trying to purposely continue my runtime. Tom,
Yo.
I was a Radcon 3 Kickstarter backer, and I just realized remembered that I never got my shit from that because I didn't input my address in time. And obviously, you can't do anything about that. But I'm simply sad that I did not get the arena merch.
Did you back Radcon 4?
I did, and I am gonna get that merch. What's the timeline on it? You read my mind.
I'm gonna probably start making orders. I gotta order all the supplies. Like obviously COVID's making it more difficult to like go and grab the shit that I would
Right.
normally do. Like my care package for my patrons this month is like a month late because usually I just go down to the store and buy shirts, and now I had to wait like 3 weeks for them to get delivered. It's fucking stupid. But if you want, DM me, and I will give you a Radcon 3 pin and shirt along with your Radcon 4 for you.
Oh my god, that'd be beautiful, and I'd love you so much for that. I will do that.
Hell
Sick.
yeah.
Also, thank you for posting the Ninja Suffering background. I saw that.
Hell yeah.
That
Right.
background is pretty lit, I will say. It's
It
a
is.
really like very pretty, and like I particularly like it because it's not the normal colors of like a sunset. You know, like you've got some blues and stuff in there. It's really cool.
I'm buying this
Super-
fucking game.
Vaporwave and cool, and I love it.
Hmm.
Yeah, there was definitely a vaporwave kind of idea for the color scheme. Plus, also like it works with the purple of Izumi herself, kind of gives some
Yeah.
contrast.
Oh
like,
yeah.
it all
Definitely.
kind of blends together
It's
in a
fucking
good way.
vibin'.
Design. All right, you can get me out
It's
of here
all-
if you want to bring someone else in.
All right, thanks
Tom,
for
it's
calling in.
almost like
Thank you for having me. See ya.
Bye.
Tom.
It's
It's
time,
almost
man.
like you're an artist.
Yeah, some people call me that.
All right, who do we want to bring in now?
I don't know, May. That's your call, I
Your
guess.
call.
Buddy Xander, if he's there, he probably
want
would like to
Xander?
talk to you guys.
All right. Xander Zrance Z, you are on.
I don't know if his mic's on.
It might
There's
take him a
Xander.
second. He might be just listening to the stream.
While we're waiting, I just want to say thank you to the 4 people who ordered stuff from the merch shop with promo code May. It's still going for the entire weekend. $5 off anything, including the new Doomer Eternal shirt.
Oh fuck
Mom,
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Tom, I'm gonna have to probably do that tomorrow.
It's
like,
pretty
honestly.
dope. I'm glad.
I'm
I'm pretty
definitely
hyped how
buying
it
it.
came out.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you guys.
By the
you
way,
guys-
mate.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Mate, how about with all the fucking fan art you've got over the last couple of years with Pantsuit Party and Digi, bro? If you were gonna do pins, why not do like that cool fan art with you and Digi with the circle glasses, like the meme
Well, I mean,
there?
if it's fan art, you
That'd
have
be
to
cool.
contact the artist, and you have to like, I don't know. I just
Oh,
yeah, it's kind of like, you have to make sure you have the rights to use that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth looking at.
you have enough fans. I don't think they give you. I would give a fuck if you 99 cents for a fucking pin. Like,
I have to ask. Do you guys just randomly have ideas for really dumb shirts all the time?
I mean,
'Cause
yeah,
I
think
definitely
in
do.
Yeah,
shirts,
Absolutely. I mean, there's one that I really wish we had capitalized for I Am Games, which is we had a discussion. I don't even remember how me and Digi got into it, but we ended up saying like we we're talking about how dolphins are the only other creatures that like have sex for pleasure, and so we came up with like a shirt idea that was just a dolphin that said "I have no hands and I must fap." And I was like,
Oh
man,
yes.
I should have jumped on
yes.
that, but it's been like 2 years,
Right.
and like. How many people would actually go wear a shirt that says that in public? You know,
I
don't know how
would.
viable
You're
it would
looking
be.
at it,
would.
Tom.
Oh,
also,
hello.
my
at the same
gosh.
time, the fucking fan art for just Digi and May in general. It's like that fan art that I posted tonight. What was their name? The BNA account, whatever the posted the Butthole Weeb merch. I fully endorse May. You take that and make money off. The
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
What's
you.
up,
Hi,
Xander?
Xander.
Okay.
Hello.
Well, I'm not sure because I have it on the speakers. I'm not sure if I'm echoing on you guys
No, you sound
No, you're
fine.
not. You
You're
sound
good.
good.
because I keep seeing the blinking light when you guys are talking too. So not sure.
Yeah, you sound great, kid.
You're good, bub. Yeah.
Sorry, you were in.
Don't
say
sell. The only 4 people that would ever want Butthole Weeb merch. Fully endorse you, May. If you make a shirt store, ever posted the Butthole Weeb in our earlier bullet.
Oh boy. Contact me, artists, if you want me to sell shirts with your designs on it.
You're being so conservative with it.
Give me your art, god damn it!
She's like, I
I'm
ever made the
being
fan art
very
of you-
strategic about just how I want to go about making money and why. I don't know. I don't want to fucking blow my load too soon. There's a lot of people asking people to be generous, and I don't want to,
That's admirable.
I don't want
They
to
can be
just
generous to me. In the meantime, that's fine.
Oh,
I'll take
yeah.
that money.
But-
Yeah,
Man,
I
it'll-
would rather promote your shirts that you have already than a hypothetical shirt that I haven't even thought of yet.
I'm just saying, if you like shirts, if you're a shirt kind of guy and you're like, man, I just want shirts that are like so exclusive, so fucking exclusive that no one else will ever have them, you can join the $20 tier on my Patreon, where every quarter, every 3 months, you get a shirt exclusively for patrons that will never be sold ever again anywhere else. Custom art made just for patrons. There's someone out there with a Zumi shirt that with only one copy has ever and will ever exist. I'm just saying.
Got you,
If you want
Tom.
some exclusive shit, that's the place to be.
Oh yeah, dude.
Got you, Tom. Xander, we're buying that fucking game he made.
Buying
Yeah.
it. What?
The game's free. The shirts are mine.
Yeah, I'm like, we're playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I was
free? What the
talking
fuck?
to.
I thought it cost money.
It's
Well,
on-
no,
It's the shirt.
It is.
fuck
He's
it.
talking about the shirt.
Sorry,
like,
Xander. Yeah, I'll buy a shirt for you, and I'll buy one for me just to support Tom.
Hell yeah.
I retardedly thought that his game cost money. I don't know why.
No.
Nah,
You can
dude.
donate money on itch, but I wouldn't do it. It's, buy a shirt.
Link in the
That's something for your money.
description. You can go right
Link
to
in
the
the
game. You can
description,
go right to the
boy.
merch shop. You can get all your goods.
I have a question about the shirt making thing because back in the day I did I took a shirt printing graphic class.
Mhm.
I'm assuming you guys aren't doing it like that, right?
We're printing
I don't know
them
if you know-
here. Like I print my shirts at the house.
Did you
Like-
do like
like-
the what's it called? No.
It's like screen
Screen printing. Silk
yeah,
screening or
I'm
screen
assuming
printing?
it's not that.
No. Me and my friend, like back in like 2010, we actually pooled our money and bought like a whole like high-end screen printing machine. It was like 600 pounds. We had to lug it back in his like the back of his minivan at the time and
Oh
get
my
cut
God.
all the seats
Gross.
and stuff. And it's cool. And like you can make the good thing about silk screening is that you can print on any color. Like, because like with heat press is what we're doing now. You just like print, you get a special kind of paper. You print just like from your regular printer. You print the image mirrored, and then you put it in a heat press, and for 30 seconds, like a iron on steroids, and it kind of like heats the ink into the shirt fabric, and then it works like a design. But you can only print on white shirts because a regular inkjet printer can't print white.
But they
so
have
it
special
requires a shirt
black
color.
black shirt paper that you
Yeah,
don't
but
have
it's
to
like
reverse.
shit.
I used it. It's fine, but
it's
like
like-
it depends on the design.
I mean, ideally, if you're gonna do a high runs on the black shirt, you also want to get a Cricut machine so you can do like some sublimation cutting, so you can get right to the edge of your design, so you don't have to
Oh,
manually
Yeah.
cut them all. Because like manually cutting those with scissors is such a pain in the ass. And the feel of the shirt, like the nice thing about the white shirts is that the ink kind of just goes directly into the fabric with very
Mhm.
little residue, so it feels like fabric. the black stuff, like there's like a thin layer of plastic
Yeah.
that serves as the white part of the design. So it feels very plasticky, and it's just a different kind of texture.
Right.
With screen printing, you can print on anything because it's like with like paint and stuff, so it just goes directly on. But it's such a pain in the ass because you have to do it one color. You have to like color separate your image in Photoshop and then print out like multiple screens and like lay them on top of each other one at a time to
Just
create
like
more
my
complicated
Japanese
colors.
anime.
It's very labor intensive, and you need like
crazy.
lots of chemicals for storage and shit. So it was quickly made apparent to me that this was not a way to go in my lazy ways. So I bought a heat press instead.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Like you're saying that printing on white shirts is like this problem, but like I much prefer my like the shirts that have like designs and stuff on them to be white, because I feel like whatever's on the shirt pops off of the white better than it would if it was like, you know, a different color.
I don't necessarily think white is a
Oh,
problem.
dude.
It just limits your creativity. Like there's a shirt idea I want to do where it's like a black shirt and then there's like a Azumi with like a back rim light. So there's only like little sections of white on a black shirt that creates like a sort of like reverse silhouette of her, and just her eyes and like couple like lines representing her body kind of looks like she's kind of blending into the shirt.
Okay,
I
that
can't print that myself because it's not on black.
that
I'd have to do it through like a store.
yeah, that's a little bit more complicated. I see where you're coming from, but I like from the majority of people, I don't think that the heat press
No,
thing is
I think
bad.
heat
Just
press is a great way to start because the margins are much better than going through something like Teespring. Because like a shirt is only a couple dollars, the paper is like $50 for a stack of 100, and then it's just your ink cartridge. So you can put a shirt together for like $5, charge 20, and make 15. Whereas on Teespring, it's the opposite. You're making like 5.
Yeah.
So, and then again, in our experience, people like the handcrafted nature of it and are more willing to like buy something that was made by the person that they want to support, as opposed to just ordering it from a faceless company.
yeah.
So.
Which is why when I was talking about merch on a couple streams ago, it's like that's why if you need to upscale, you need to have your own website. You don't want to go through like a distribution site. Like you go through a distributor for your product, but your actual site is your own thing. That way you still retain that sense of this is that person's stuff.
Right. And you can get, if you want to have something handle the e-commerce part, you can get like clients that do integrations with a custom website, like a Shopify thing.
Yeah.
And then you build your site. It takes care of the commerce part, and you just fulfill the orders, and it's doing all the stuff behind the scenes for you, as opposed to having to manually handle transactions.
Like most like website builder like systems do that anyway. Like they have that integration for commerce because that's kind of the idea of those services.
Commerce is really the only reason you'd make your own website at this point anyways, if you're trying to sell something. Normal people don't need to build websites anymore.
How do you feel about that, Xander? Because I know that you supported and backed to Naples foot bill. Got the book. Was it easier to just do it like a campaign wise, or do you think it would have been better if there like a full website just dedicated to it?
I mean, I believe he has a website that you can go to, and you can do and he has a mail, which I know CG Gray always said that's like the best thing is to have a mail email list subscription. So he has those things too.
Email lists are like the bedrock of like most e-commerce business platforms. Like if you go look up anything about doing online sales, everyone's like, if you don't have an email list, you're a fucking retard. And like I don't like that's what everyone says, because like once you get someone on your email list, you have complete control over it. Like no one can go in and delete your email account and you lose all those leads. Like if someone comes in and deletes my Twitter, or if Twitter folds, I lose all 7,000 people following me. But if they're on my email list, there's no way to lose it, because like if my email provider goes down, I just have my list exported and I just import it into another provider and just keep going, and nobody even knows it's happened. So it's just way more secure.
Yeah, well, and not just that, but like the way you should look at, like if you're trying to do like your own like small business type thing, in that vein, you kind of need to look at like how do bigger companies handle that sort of thing. Like as somebody who works in a car dealership, that's exactly what we do. We
Right.
have all of our data inside of a program that we purchase, and that we buy it through a third party. But that data is all retained off site. So if that company folds, that is still our data, and we can just export it into, or import it rather, into whatever new client we get for the same purpose. Like, if you are starting like business stuff, like commerce based stuff like that, you need to like do the things that other successful businesses have done instead of trying to be like hip and cool about it.
Right. I mean, if you look at any business, they use social media as an advertising platform, not as like a home base.
Yeah, not as
you're
like
always-
not as a business management system.
That's the top of your content funnel, essentially. Like, that's the surface of social, and then you get people onto your website, then into your email list, then hopefully into your whatever your product is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, for us, it's kind of the other way around. Is that we get people into our product list, and then we keep them in our product list through the email list.
Right. And that's why everybody wants you to go to a website, because like if you're running ads, and most businesses are, if you run a Facebook ad with a link to buy your product, you buy ads based on views and clicks. So someone clicks on your ad and they go to your page and they decide not to buy, then you've lost that money. But if the click is to sign up for your email list, then they're on your list, and you can keep retargeting and sending more emails to them forever until they decide to unsubscribe. So you get way more for that click purchase than just sending them to your product page.
If you're like a medium-sized company, the better way to do it is not to even have like an unsubscribe feature, but to have a thing where like you can reply to the email, and what you have is like an internet management team, essentially, that like handles all of like your internet leads and like the stuff that comes in through email and stuff. And what you do is that in order for somebody to stop emails being sent to them, they have to email back and request to be taken off of that email list, as opposed to just having an unsubscribe button inside the email itself. Because most people, like, if people get annoyed by you sending them emails, right, and you have that unsubscribe button inside the email, that is way too easy. Too easy.
From what I understand, you have to have a way to unsubscribe from the email, because like by law. So I don't know if that's even like legit.
That is true, unless you have them, unless in them they willingly gave you their information on paper.
Well, I don't think most online businesses have that luxury. But for a business you're talking about, I guess that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, car dealerships are notorious for being fucking sharks. So I would not surprise if they have a fucking loophole just to get off their fucking email list.
Car dealerships are not sharks. It's we're persistent motherfuckers.
It's a shark. That's what a shark means.
I thought you were referring to that as like something completely different, but all right, in that case, yes, absolutely.
All right, Xander, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
I know I sent you a message about the Miyazaki thing. I wonder if you ever watched it. If you remember what that.
You sent me a message where on Discord?
Oh, sorry. I tweeted you. About a Miyazaki documentary. It's like the.
Oh my gosh, I think I remember that. I don't think I ever got to. How long was
that?
That
the one about when Hiro Miyazaki was like the 4-episode thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, where like he made From Up on Poppy Hill.
Yeah, no, I didn't get to watch it, but I remember you sending that to me.
Yeah, because
it's interesting as fuck. I loved it. I have to like find it legally now. Like episode 4 isn't available on YouTube anymore, but you can still find it if you Google it.
I added you on. I at you, so I didn't private message you.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'll look for it later.
I mean, I could send it to you again. I could private message you later.
I could probably find it if I look through.
Yeah.
Is your name just Xander on Twitter?
Xander's Rant, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just curious what your opinion would be. So I guess I won't ask you about it right now.
It might make its way into a video for this month.
Yeah, you just be like, okay.
Everything is content at this point.
Well, yeah. I think she should watch. I mean, if she doesn't watch just like the first 3 episodes, I would at least recommend find illegally the 4th episode and do it with, or at least watch it with Digi, because it's like, well, maybe he's already seen it. It's like this agonizing 40-minute episode about Hayao Miyazaki making Kaze Tachinu or The Wind Rises. I know Digi loves The Wind Rises. It was like a fascinating character study into that film.
Dope. I'll have to check it out then.
He would. You got to watch it with Digi if you're gonna watch it at all.
Oh boy.
I know he's a Wind Rises boy.
Yeah,
so.
we both love that movie. All right, I'm gonna let you go, Xander.
All right.
But
I
thank
forgot
you
what
for
I was
calling
gonna say.
in.
So yeah. All right. See ya.
Bye.
Xander.
All right, rapid fire. Who are we bringing in next?
Keyblade. Oh, Foxy Socks is also done streaming, so we can bring them in later. Hey,
The Kingdom
Keyblade.
Hearts reference.
Oh shit! Hang on, let me pause the stream. Hey, what's poppin', people?
What's up, dog?
I'm working on my Metal Gear lecture.
Oh, sick. Nice.
Yep. Still I gotta fucking contact Youmacon soon, because you guys were talking about cons being canceled and stuff, and Youmacon is at like the end of October, beginning of November, so I'm not too worried about that.
Would you clarify what Youmacon is?
It's the biggest fucking anime convention in Michigan.
Oh, okay.
It's in Detroit.
Don't get shot or shanked or...
Yeah, it's weird because whenever I'm doing DoorDash, I'm always worried about that. Not that I ever go into Detroit, but like Pontiac is basically Detroit Junior. So, but when you're in at Youmacon, you're at the Marriott Hotel, you're at the nice part of Detroit. You just stick to the fucking. I don't go out in the streets. I just because like if you get a room at the hotel, your hotel is attached to the con, so you never have to go outside.
That's nice.
That's
because
that's the way Anime Boston is, but there is a better way to do things. Actually, for anybody who might be like close enough to go to Anime Boston, don't do the bundle. Do not get a room at the hotel where the convention center is.
Oh, it's always way more fucking expensive than it needs to be.
Well, but there is also, if you take a 10-minute walk down the street, like you turn a couple corners, right? There's a hotel a couple blocks down called the Revere that is one of the nicest hotels I have ever stayed in my entire life, and it's the hotel I always stay in when I go into Boston for a couple days, and it is way cheaper than you would think it is, and it is fucking awesome.
Cool as shit. Me and everybody, my very first convention was Youmacon of 2018. And so Youmacon is fucking really big. It's really cool. Takes place in two buildings. Like it's part of the Kobo Center and the Marriott Hotel, which is all like these fucking business panel rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're connected by this thing called the People Mover, which is basically like a tiny little baby subway that connects a bunch of business buildings in the middle of Detroit. So it's kind of like a little mini Japanese bullet train. So you get to have all these nerds in cosplay pretend that they're heading to work at like 6 a.m. in Japan.
That's
fucking
awesome.
Hysterical. That's awesome.
I feel
it's
like
great.
if the con doesn't get canceled, it's going to be like the busiest year it's ever had because people will want to go to a con if they're all canceled.
Yeah, like
people.
I would be down to travel for a convention like if it was good.
I mean, like I wasn't able to go to Anime Boston this year, and I wanted to go real bad, and they got canceled. And
yeah,
Otakon
got canceled because they're using the convention center as a temporary hospital.
Well, I mean, nobody wants to go into Boston right now, and I'm pretty sure Boston won't let people come in on the trains. So,
like,
I don't
go more in depth, Michelle. Why did you not like AX?
Because it's fucking too many people.
There's too many people. It's crowded. It's like a can of
I
sardines.
fucking would hate that shit.
You
what
can barely
Conrad
move.
has said, it sounds like shit.
Like it's just people back to back. You cannot fucking move. It is so dangerous.
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna
how is that allowed?
I don't want to poke some 13-year-old kid's eye out with my elucidator that I just bought. You know,
absolutely.
There's too many. There's so many people you can't do anything because the lines are like so fucking long.
That's true. I missed the premiere of Promare or Promare, however the fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm a trigger boy, and then I sat there for like 2 hours, and they were like, oh, we're cutting the line off here.
Unless you have connections, it's
full.
not
Like,
worth
fuck!
going. And I had connections, and it still wasn't worth going.
Oh man.
I think Anime Boston is
Damn.
probably the biggest you want to get, for a con before it starts to become a problem, because the Anime Boston,
I don't know.
the Anime Boston
big,
venue is much like the Anime Boston has a fuck ton of people, like a fuck ton.
Oh yeah, it's one of the biggest
that come there.
conventions. But,
Exactly, but the thing
but
is that
AX
the Boston
is so much bigger than any other convention.
It is
Yeah.
Fucking
retardedly big.
insane.
It's
But
like
the nice
110,000 people.
the nice thing about Anime Boston is that the venue is way larger than what is necessary for the number of people. And what I mean by that is that the individual like rooms where like all the panels get held, they are so far apart from each other. Like the Boston, the like, May, you've been in the Prudential Center, right?
Yep.
Okay, so the Boston Convention Center is connected to that. So you probably never went in, but basically it's so large and it's like 3 stories tall. So to get to panels and stuff, and like with the amount of space that they have, they actually like most of the panels are actually like you have a panel room and then like a room that's not being used and then the next panel room. So like there's so much space for them to put stuff that in order to actually like get anywhere, you have to walk so fucking much. But again, it's also spaced out that you actually have enough room to do that.
Yeah.
Like the number of people is insane, but just the amount of space that they have to like put stuff in means that people aren't like bunching up against each other trying to like get into places.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
I didn't
terrible.
think AX was that bad. Like it gets the rap.
It was the worst experience of my life.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that bad. Did you go to the pre-show night?
I didn't.
Okay, because I'm literally still wearing the band right now. You know how they give you that little band where you like
Yeah.
walk into the Los Angeles Convention Center and you like press your wristband on the sensor
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, that. I
Wait,
didn't
you're
think it
still
was that
wearing your
bad.
band from like
No,
a
yeah,
year?
it's been a year. I still have it. This motherfucker on. It's waterproof.
I'm glad you had a good time though, but
Yeah. No,
I can't
I
imagine
kept-
going unless I'm an actual like teenager or if I'm like Anatube famous or like
Dude,
some
Michelle,
big
you
wig
just need to be
person in the
a
industry.
e-girl. Just cosplay.
I don't wanna.
You already basically do it.
Well,
How?
Hawaii, you
You
might
fucking
as well.
you're sexy Geodude. You're Geolude.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
I'm gonna post in the general. I still have it on. Yeah, the show night from July of last year when I went to AX. I kept the it's waterproof. I kept the AX the fucking wristband on.
I think last year they had all the earthquakes, like the really bad ones.
did.
Maybe it was the year before.
I was
but like,
there when it
if
happened.
anything happens, hundreds of people will die.
Oh, it's
Mhm.
it's good.
My,
It's so
my family
bad.
called me. I went to the pre-show night because they had a beer garden at Anime Expo.
Oh
And
yeah.
I got fucking trashed. Back to my Airbnb penthouse, and woke up at like noon. My family was calling me. They're like, "Whoa, we just heard that in California," because I was by myself. They said, "Oh, California just had an earthquake," and I was like, "Yeah, there was 2 earthquakes within like that same day." And I just told them I didn't really understand what was going on because I literally woke up so drunk that I couldn't process what the fuck was happening.
That's the
And-
only way to go to Anime
I
Expo.
sobered up. Oh, well, I just survived 2 earthquakes. That's cool.
Expensive rooms. Me and my buddies, my buddy who I ride to the convention with, along with his super cool grandma who was way into anime and shit, and she's like our
That is-
chauffeur.
So based.
Yeah, she's fucking awesome. She made him this cool ass like Zelda hoodie. And like it has like the opening sequence, like the opening drawings from Wind Waker. It's basically that as like
Oh,
a
that's fucking
beige
lit.
black print on like a jacket with black sleeves. It's cool as shit. Anyway, so we were all thinking of going in on a suite this year. Although I've never had to pay for a room. So this will be my first time chipping in because I always just jump in on their room on the air mattress. And I'm hoping that that's pretty lit.
Just did an Airbnb. I mean, they did it like a year before Anime Expo was even going to happen, and I think at most I saved money just to buy shit while I was there, like in the artist hall and whatever. But like 12 grand or $1,200 wasn't too bad.
If you
What's
want to know what an anime convention is like, especially a big one, it's waiting in line for 2 hours to find out that you are waiting in line to go in another line.
Yep.
Okay,
That is
dude.
it.
I'll say that like Youmacon is like it's really big. It's the biggest one in all of Michigan, and one of the biggest in the country, I'm pretty sure. In like the top 5. But the thing is that they have 2 entire buildings dedicated to it. So there are a lot of people, but there's also there's enough space for people to be comfortable.
Good.
Like the bottom floor of the Kobo building is super open and people are chilling out on couches and stuff.
There's none of that at Anime Expo. There's no place to get like air.
Yeah, that. I mean, every other convention I've went to since has been like, kind of a small space that's really crowded. So if LA Expo is just like a larger version of that, yeah, that sounds like hell.
Yeah, I ended up just like being in the karaoke room with my cousin because that was the only place where there wasn't a huge line. There was a line to do karaoke, so I didn't do that. So we were just like sitting down there.
Dude, I forgot what I was going to talk about. I was going to say everything at Youmacon works just fine except for karaoke. The last couple of years, it's just been the years I've been there, the last 2, that karaoke's been completely fucked. The first year I went, this piece of shit running the panel, we had 5 minutes left. Me and the super hot brown chick who wanted to sing like a 90-second anime OP. And like, I wanted to sing the Fighting Gold fucking OP to JoJo because I was still excited about JoJo in late 2018 because fucking part 5 started airing. And so like this guy, he's like, oh, we only have 5 minutes before anyone else can come up or like speak for themselves and fucking stand up for what's right and their rights. He comes and he says he does this whole 6-minute fucking song. And I hated him. And I was white knighting really hard for this girl who was right in front of me, but I also wanted to sing "Fuck you." I never got to tell that guy to go fuck himself.
Well, you're doing it now, so
Yeah.
Michelle,
Fuck you tranny bitch. I hate you.
Oh,
that guy.
Jesus.
You-
Alright.
He looked like it.
Didn't go-
He looked like it.
You didn't go to the pre-show night party, Michelle, you said, when you went to AX.
I didn't because I was staying at my cousin's house that was kind of far away. And I just went in.
It was only like $30. Like you could have bought it online, but I was gonna see if you experienced pre-show night because literally
I didn't experience the hot maid girls.
and I didn't even get that.
And by hot, I mean like they were like just Asian wearing maid outfits. So
all that
Just
was at the
girls.
pre-show night was what I was getting at. With that Keyblade was said was literally I thought I could get in early to like buy shit. I didn't realize that it was like, no, it was just literally a party. So the only thing that you could do if you got to the pre-show night, first day before the day Anime Expo convention was the only thing that we had other than like a beer garden was fucking karaoke. And it was the cringiest shit I have ever seen. Seeing all these
yeah, that's why I love it.
17-year-olds singing.
Oh man.
Oh my god! I was like, I might get drunk enough to be like, yeah, I'm gonna
It's
sing
a
the
live
Ghost
action
OP.
cringe comp. It's everything I want.
I was like, man,
Um,
I'll get up there and fucking rock the Gosick OP because I am almost fully fluent in Japanese. But holy shit, seeing these 17-year-olds sing like Fate.
Remember when
singing
Digi
Attack
broke
on
his
Titan
foot
OPs.
Y'all do.
during karaoke? That was funny.
man,
the
Yeah, I would like-
Youmacon 2019. Sorry, did I interrupt someone?
yeah, I just want to say, May, we have gotten more fan art.
Oh fuck
Where?
yes!
It's
Where?
here. Pierce the
Pierce the
heavens.
heavens.
That's,
Yeah, I
this
saw
was
him. He was streaming
fantastic.
he was streaming him drawing that.
Yeah,
Oh wow,
it's
that looks great.
It's fucking
Looks great.
incredible.
But there's not like a butthole. Like I don't see the little like
You
the
don't-
ridges
You
on
know
the
it's
edge
there
of the
because he
butthole.
had to put the pant too, so you could know it's May's butt.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Now I understand.
That's
Yeah, so-
definitely weird,
earlier.
but amazing. Oh no.
Yeah.
Youmacon 2019's karaoke, however, was even worse. It was the only time I've ever had to wait in a line for like more than 5 minutes.
Oh,
It
poor
was, so
you.
like it was supposed to be at like 10 p. I haven't gotten to do fucking karaoke at a con yet. It's been like 2.5 years. Whatever. Anyway, so like we're waiting in line for 20 minutes. I'm talking to this chick in front of me, and she's just like, "Yeah, you like I don't know what I'm gonna sing. You know what you're gonna sing?" It's like, "Yeah, you know those people who make like English language like rewrites of anime OPs?" And she's like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Well, you know how like they're all garbage?" And I'm like, "Mm-hmm." Or she's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "I'm thinking of doing one of those that I made up," and she's like, "Oh, okay." And then the guy who was running the karaoke didn't show up, so it was canceled.
Fucking
Lamau.
bogus.
I bet it was that same fucking guy too.
Probably.
That's the worst part. When I
Asshole.
was pre-show night for Anime Expo, was only thing was karaoke. So after I had gotten so drunk, I was almost tempted to go up and sing maybe like the Gosick OP. But yeah, like you were saying with the line, it was just a line of 17-year-olds ready to sing the OP of like fucking Shokugeki no Soma or
Man,
fucking
now
Attack on
I'm
Titan.
really
Like-
now I'm really thinking about like my con privilege, because like Youmacon has like it's like so much better thought out, because people aren't standing in a line the whole time for karaoke. Everyone goes up at the beginning and they write their names down on a cue. They write down their name and they write down the song they're gonna sing. And you can attach your phone, or they have a tablet there that can connect to YouTube. And like it's all like pretty well thought out. And then in terms of the pre-show of Youmacon, we've never done it because I've just been riding with my buddies who don't do it because they've been going to Youmacon for 10 years. They Thursday night, like before the Friday that is the con, they have just a bunch of like most people are there just to grab their tickets early, but there's a lot of just free panels. Like they'll just have like a few hours of free panels since the building is occupied that like anyone can go to.
Dope shit.
Oh, was
Yeah,
it
it's alright.
alright?
Are you getting
Only thing
paid
that-
to shill Youmacon?
I would love to. You know, if I can do a lore lecture there every year, I'll take it. I could use my money. My unemployment hasn't come in yet, so I'm waiting on that.
Well, I hope it comes to you soon. Do you have any parting thoughts?
There's Metal Gear has a Latina lolly voiced by Tara Strong in it.
Dreams do come true.
Yeah, and she gets fingered by a lesbian, and it's detailed in great detail in one of the extra bonus tapes
Oh
in
my
Peace
word.
Walker. It's pretty great.
Thank you for spreading the word.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be sure to teach you more come
God
November
bless.
or whatever. The
I know what
fuck.
I'm googling as soon as this fucking podcast is over.
Yeah,
Oh,
boy.
It's pretty good. Then she gets a
Blade.
bomb put in her snatch, and it blows up.
That does happen.
Oh,
We-
that's perfect.
Yeah, that was great.
Blade, get with me, buddy. We gotta talk about goth lollies, and we'll go from.
Well, she's not goth, but you know. I'm
No,
down.
I know, but still.
1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Yeah.
Alright,
She's like
I'm
the
gonna-
opposite of a goth
I'm gonna
lolly.
bring
She's like one of those
somebody
blonde
else in.
Hispanic people.
Lolita.
All right, I'm gonna bring in Foxy Socks Kedu.
But before
Hello.
Whoa, hold on. Let me mute this stream.
Hey, thank you for this amazing art.
I'm glad you like the fan art. I posted them all in the right channel, so hold on.
Good job.
Skedu, are you the same person who did the whole weeb?
Oh, thank
Yes,
you.
I am that guy.
Oh my
I drew
God.
the butthole weave.
Amazing.
Will pay. I will
I'm glad
pay.
you
I
like
love
it.
it. Thank you.
How do you-
much.
I don't even know how to put it on a shirt. I don't know where you start.
You gotta go
Uh,
to Teespring.
Yeah, just go to Teespring
No.
Teespring?
and just
As
make
in,
it,
like, it should not be sold as. No one gives a fuck. It should not be sold as like merchandise. I will buy one for me.
You will not
Because
allow
it's
anybody
fucking
else
funny.
to own one.
Even on Teespring, when you design something, you can either put it up at the store or you can buy
Like have
one
it like
copy.
private or like buy it
Yeah.
directly.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I'll
Tom,
make a
I didn't.
Teespring account tonight for that.
Tom, I didn't know that. That is fantastic because there's a really stupid shirt that I want to buy for that I want to get done for my boss.
yeah,
Like,
it's a good way
because
to do that.
because nobody can come into the dealership. Like he has been like kind of losing his shit because he can just shit talk really terrible customers in the safety of the inside of the dealership. So he has gotten onto this thing of anytime somebody will like go out there and they'll say, no, we don't want to take that deal, like here's our counter offer, right? We'll like come back inside and we'll like say, hey boss, like, you know, this is what they want, this is what they're looking to do. And he will like look at us for a second and he'll like rail on the customer for being just absolutely fucking retarded, and then we'll just yell at, he'll like fucking tell us, he says, I want you to go back out there and I want you to tell them, and then he'll like raise his voice really loud so that you can hear it throughout the whole fucking building. He'll like, deal declined, and then just like you know, just like really mimetically just constantly shouting deal declined, like even getting on the intercom of the building, just like anytime he hears something particularly stupid, just going deal declined. And I just want to get him a black shirt that just big bold white font just says deal declined.
Well, there you go. You have the way.
Now I know that I can actually do that, and I'm definitely going to.
Or you could just buy iron-on like patches too for just text. You can get
That's
that shit
true.
at like Walmart and just iron it on
Yeah.
a shirt.
No.
yourself.
This needs to be like a no shit. Like I got a shirt with the print deal declined because it's fucking amazing, and he needs to have this shirt.
When
Do
you
it.
when it's his birthday, you should make a cake, but instead of happy birthday, it has deal declined on
Deal
it.
declined.
Like a big stamp on it.
Yeah. No, it's like you bring up it's like he has the cake, right? And you bring it out to him, right? It has no candles on it, right? And instead of like putting candles on it, you have this like huge stamp that just says deal declined. You just like mash into the fucking icing on top of the cake. Just deal declined. No candles for you. Deal declined.
Amazing.
It's for anybody who doesn't think this is funny, because I know that nobody does. It is significantly funnier if you are somebody who works in sales.
And art stocks too.
I'm making a
I'm
Teespring account right now. I'll figure this out, and
curious.
I'll like. What are you curious about?
Was the latest fan art that you posted with the there's the heavens of the butthole, was that
With Nate pointing upwards?
God damn it. How'd you do that so quickly? That takes talent.
I usually don't. It usually takes me all day to do stuff like that.
Just
If I'm
get
s-
good.
I love it.
Yeah, just get good. I actually have a saying I tell people. Anybody can draw anything. It just takes you longer if you
Oh.
don't have training. Right?
Yeah.
Well,
sounds
well,
about
like,
right.
I'm
for
like-
Meg, make those fucking pens. I can
Like
buy
anybody right now listening to the show can paint the Mona Lisa right now with their hands. It'll just take them probably years. Right?
I can
I
get
don't
behind
know.
this.
But
Yeah.
but if you're good at art, you can do it faster. And
Well-
professional artists can just do it fast enough that they can make a living off of it. And good
You
enough. That's the
definitely
thing.
could, because not only does it look incredible, but I can say for one thing, a Japanese tutor. I'm at the point now where I'm learning like really high level hiragana and katakana. I told them that I did not want to learn how to write kanji because it's fucking impossible, and I can't even write just like easy hiragana because my handwriting is terrible. So there's no fucking way I could draw art. Like I'm inept.
And there's no way you're gonna
Crap.
memorize like the
Can't
1,000
do it.
kanji or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm inept, and it has to do with me with the fucking pen. That's why I'm so impressed with it. I love it.
Oh, what about
Gotta make a
you
shirt,
can
bud.
make,
Gotta
you
make a
could
shirt.
you could make pin. I can make pins out of these. Whoa!
Yeah,
I never
May,
even
what the
thought
fuck?
of that. I should make fan art pins.
Why are you
of
being
this
so
stuff.
weird about that, May?
Well, because I like to make things here. I don't really like to have it done in another company because you're taking direct profit loss.
Yeah, they'll skim profits, and you get like
Yeah.
Well, I just think
a
it's.
small
I mean, with
fraction.
shirts, the fact that I can just control the production,
Yeah,
small
it's way easier
completely.
too.
It just is quick and easy.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't really have like a huge brand, so it's just like I don't know. I think it'd be kind of foolish to dump all of my effort into making merch when you also have to hustle and make content. Can't just expect people to buy shit. But
Yeah,
Yeah, how
merch is
can you
Neither
make-
do I, but this
Speaking
motherfucker
of that-
made butthole weeb.
$1.99 super chat from Xander's Rants. He said, "Found my what you think of Poppy Hill? Weird subject. I will check that out when I have time. I am on stream.
Hill
I
is
have
right
no
now.
idea what that is.
I've never seen from Up on Poppy
a-
Hill, so
It's a Ghibli film that is
Yeah.
very mediocre. I believe I gave it like a 5.5 out of 10. And it's the one that Goro Miyazaki directed. Hayao's son. Very mediocre.
I thought that was for the Tales of Earthsea.
He also did that.
Oh, so we did two things.
From Up on Poppy Hill was the one that Hayao Miyazaki liked, made him cry if you watched that documentary. But Tales of the Earthsea is dog shit, and Up on Poppy Hill is mediocre.
All right.
For some reason, Hayao Miyazaki liked it.
Well, it's son.
He was like, "I approve, son." And I'm just like, and kind of boring. It's not very long. I guess you could. It's an.
All right. Foxy Socks. You have any parting thoughts? Anything else you want to talk about?
Let me think. What should I draw next?
What should you draw next?
Yeah.
Do you like to draw people or objects?
I mean, I'll draw whatever. Usually it's furry junk.
Yeah. You definitely should draw Dick Masterson with the chick from BNA. And also a Zoomy. You have to have a Zoomy and the other
Oh
one
my
on
God.
each arm, just like the thumbnail.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
What have we done?
Yes.
Also,
Also,
for Tom Oliver's video game, by the way.
also,
I could draw a zombie sleeping in a truck.
Oh my gosh. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Oh yes, it just gets deeper.
Right. It's like on the surface, it's like, what the
Oh,
fuck is
boy.
this? But it's a rich tapestry of
Yeah, but if
interconnected
you
meaning.
know, yeah. Also, Foxy, I think that you're forgetting one thing that is very important for both of us to talk about. Because Foxy, you and I were we are the two people who watched BNA and wanted to commit suicide for having had to do
Oh.
that.
No spoils.
Don't tell
I
me
still haven't
that.
seen it.
Yeah, I'm a trigger boy. Don't fucking ruin it for me.
Well,
I want to watch it.
I've already said how it makes me feel. Actually, I didn't do it on stream. You know what, guys? I'm going to post in the Discord again the meme that I made that was the perfect encapsulation of how I felt after having finished this shit. There you go. There it is. That's
Oh.
it. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. That's what it was. And yeah. Like it's so bad and it's so upsetting that it's almost beyond words. Like I can't, like this, it's literally going to take me writing a script about it because that is the only way that I will be able to communicate it effectively. Like normally I'm able to actually like talk about why I do or don't like something off the cuff. This is at such a level of just absolute depression that I really, really can't put it into like words on the
It
fly.
was that bad.
It was that bad because basically this is what happens when I
man.
try.
It was worse
Okay.
than Premiere.
Yes, it's worse than Promare.
Do you watch Kisniver?
I've not watched Kisniver.
Oh man,
But-
I'm a trigger boy, and you're
But
depressing.
okay. So
Weird.
here's to give you some idea of like why this happens. Okay, when I go to think about what I could say about why BNA sucks so much garbaggio comes flooding into my brain, and like I can't get it out fast enough, and it just go into a mental shutdown because there's so much shit that I can't get it out fast enough, and so I can't isolate and push out one thing at a time. It's too much.
And if I watch this and it's anything better than a 1 out of 10, I'm gonna have words for you because you're like really building up my hype. I'm ready to like hate watch this now.
Yeah.
Tom, like you're gonna get to like it closer to the end. Like 7, 8, and 9 are like bad from like a particularly bad from like a technical level. Once you get to like 10, 11, and 12, you're going to literally be having a brain aneurysm from trying to process how this somehow got past and like how this got past a production committee to get onto television. You are
Trigger because no one gives a fuck. Like,
yeah,
that's
you're
the
right.
point. That's the
Do you
point
think that
of
the
Trigger.
reason the second half was delayed like it was is because it was bad? Like
No. So actually, I was curious because initially, like, we're watching 7, 8, and 9, and I'm like wondering because it's got like a serious quality drop compared to the beginning, and I'm wondering, I wonder if this was caused by the Rona because there are a couple shows that have been delayed by the Rona. Like, I wonder if it's kind of like a Monogatari situation where they just like, okay, this will work for now. We can at least put this on TV. We'll fix it in post, right? And once the Blu-rays come out and the physical releases, it'll be up to par. Okay. So after we finished, I went on to ANN and I was like looking through articles because not only is Trigger like really good with communicating with the West, but they're generally good about communicating what's going on internally, but more so than a lot of other studios. So if there was anything that had affected, and particularly COVID, if COVID had affected the production of BNA, there would have been an article on ANN about that.
Do you think that's true? Because like,
Yeah.
I just don't think that they would talk about it if somebody got sick and like they were
No,
having
not
trouble
a
working on
particular.
it.
No, not any particular person, but like maybe their offices weren't able to be fully
Well,
staffed.
Obviously,
like
they've been impacted in some way by the coronavirus, whether or not it's like just the amount of time they're able to be open or.
May, the quality drop is at such a degree that like small little things are not able to explain the amount of shit that it went down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of just the raw mechanical quality of like the animation. Okay. So I go on ANN. There's not a single goddamn article suggesting that there were any problems, COVID or not, any problems with the production. Like, the quality drop off is just the thing that happened. Like, it was just viewed as acceptable.
Are there any articles at all about it or no?
All of the articles that are there are just about like cast announcements, the fact that it was being made, like
I'm
just
sure
your
we will
standard...
hear more about it because it sounds like there was some serious problems with it. Like,
I mean, I hope that, if only because it would help justify what happened on like the animation side.
Yeah.
The writing though, there's nothing that can excuse that.
I mean,
hold on, that comes into question.
I honestly never had high expectations for it after seeing
May,
them talk about it.
The first 6 episodes are genuinely good, and as like a furry boy myself, I was really excited about it because while we have Beastars and Beastars is good, I liked the aesthetic of BNA more than the aesthetic of Beastars, just personally.
Yeah, the aesthetic
so I
is
was
cool.
like, I was really into this. I was hoping that we were getting a good show. Maybe Trigger was going to finally make something I liked. Nope! Can't fucking do it. They can't fucking do it. Trigger cannot make a second half of anything that's worth a damn. It is just they are incapable of doing it.
Right. I chime in here. Looking at your Mal, seeing 600 more anime than you, it comes into question that I want to ask you: how many Trigger shows have you Like, how many trigger shows have you actually watched?
I watched Space Patrol Luluco. I watched Kill la Kill. I watched Little Witch Academia, and I've also seen like a bunch of their work on like commercials and like little shorts and stuff that they do that you don't typically watch, just to see like how their animation differs when it's not something that they're making for them. Like, like they're credited with having done it. I just wanted to see like what they do when it's not like a show that they're making.
Okay, that's fair. I was just curious because obviously I haven't watched a lot of anime, so I was wanting to know why you felt that way about last half of the show. Just
I've also watched
trigger.
Promare.
Like, how many trigger shows have you seen?
The only ones I think I haven't seen are Gridman and Kisniver.
Fair enough. All right.
I need to watch
Actually,
Gridman. It seems like my
too.
jam.
I like
I'm
Gridman
inclined
is
to
good
maybe
as fuck.
I'm inclined to try Gridman out, but it's one of those things I haven't gotten around to. But yeah, no, I mean it's just fucking.
It's just my palette seems seen so much obscure shit, much more shit than you, that like people are judging last half of a Trigger show. I'm like, well, do you really understand Trigger?
Yes, I do.
And their their gimmick and what they're going for.
Yes, I do, and it's shit.
Oh, ruined this furry anime for me. I'm not even a fucking furry, and you already ruined it. Damn it,
Foxy,
damn it, god damn it.
Is your mic fucked?
You hear me?
Wait, I've been trying to speak this whole time. Has my mic been ruined? Wait.
No,
I have not heard you.
Anything.
Oh god. I was trying to rant alongside you this whole time.
Well, then go ahead. Like you.
Okay, hold
cut
on.
loose.
I have to hold on.
Did you say
First,
my mic or his?
no, mine. Yours is fine. Mine has been like messing up. Okay. I am in the complete opposite boat. I am an absolute Trigger fan. I eat up all their stuff like crack, right? I've watched every single Trigger show. I have Trigger merchandise on my shelf, right?
Fuck you, ass.
I am BNA's target audience. I am a furry. I am a Trigger fan. I was crying and laughing in disbelief at the climax of the show. I could not parse it for the life of me. And I've seen a lot of shit.
The fact that you guys can't even describe it is just like, I have to watch this. The morbid curiosity is so
When's this
strong.
podcast being over so I can finally dig into this?
Like, if the first half was bad, I would understand. There would be a continuity of like, oh, this is a mediocre anime. I would expect a lot out of it. If the ending is dumb, then I don't care. But the first half of the anime resonated with me so much that it
baseball is so.
Episode when you get to episode 5, that is my favorite episode. I don't cry watching a lot of things. I'm pretty stone faced. I can I've seen so many things that I just glaze over half of the stuff I watch. That episode made me feel something near the end, at the emotional climax of the episode.
You tell me? So are you Ann Fur?
I am a complete I'm a furry.
You are Ann Fur. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Ann Autism, but I'm also Ann Trigger. So tell it to me. Like, just off the basis of me loving Student Trigger so much. Will I like it? It seems like I'm the only fucking person here other than Tom and fucking Michelle that hasn't seen it.
You will
I
like
haven't seen it either. What the fuck?
everything that they're doing in the first half of the show, for sure.
Okay, so here's okay. If you're a fan of Trigger, okay, here's what you're gonna see. You're gonna see all of the Triggerisms that you know and love done in the worst possible way.
Oh, so it's worse than it has all the problems I have with Promare, but worse. Okay.
Yes, unironically, yes.
True. That's actually true. Any problems you have with the Promare will be magnified 100,000.
I already can imagine what it will be like.
But with worse production value, so it's even worse.
Okay,
I haven't seen
TV
Promare.
show, not
I
a
have no idea what
movie.
I'm walking into.
If you were if you were able to sit through Promare and you were able to understand, like
Ouch.
you were able to see
Promare, okay.
okay, if you were able to see like the narrative shortcomings in Promare, but you still enjoyed it because it was visually appealing, imagine what it would be like if you just took away the visual appeal of Promare and just had to sit through those narrative problems magnified by 10. That's the B&A at the end.
God, man.
Wait, hold on. Wait, Ash, you've seen the thumbnail I'm making for my I've never written a script for a rant video for anime before. This is the first anime that I've decided enough.
Oh my
my
God.
silence
It
has to be broken. I
Yes.
have
This
to
came
make
out like 2 days ago, right?
Yes.
yeah, like
but
on
We
I think
watched
on
it
I
the-
have
on
to
the-
watch the whole thing.
Yeah, like you can.
It's only 12 episodes. You can do it in a day.
You
Like,
can just sit down for like an hour or two, just watch the rest of it. Please do,
Oh boy.
or don't if you value your sanity.
I don't, obviously.
No,
That's
okay,
why
so
I'm
we-
on here right now.
Foxy and I have to stress that this hurts us a lot more because we are furries and this promised us a good furry show. But nevertheless, you will still feel pain. Like we are
God.
in a worse
No,
position.
Like everything they drop all, they have all these threads started at the beginning of the show, like all the different you can see how all the characters would mesh together, you can see the potential storylines, you can see what they're trying to do with the themes, with the setup. All of that gets dropped hard.
Like it just
It
ceases
just
to matter.
disappears. It just like I don't know what happened. I legitimately don't know what happened.
Like we're trying to explain how bad this is to you guys, without spoiling it. It's really, really hard.
It's like we're watching. It's like the first and second half are completely different shows.
All right. Well, I definitely have to watch it.
Please watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I already have
And
it
then-
downloaded.
when you
I'm ready to
both
pull the trigger, no pun intended.
when you guys both come
that's what
crawling when you guys both come crawling back to us on your hands and knees, crying your eyes out over having had to endure this, I will feel no sympathy because we warned you.
You're fucking talking it up. You're like, oh, it's really bad. It's really good. I see it. It's really bad. And you're like,
Yeah, I'm ready
Oh,
for a good
boy.
hate watch session.
Yeah, I'm
ready
just trying to
laugh
get
my ass
fuel.
off.
I'm just trying to get fuel for vids, dude. All right.
Oh, you'll have plenty of that.
Foxy Socks, do you have anything else you want to
Agreed.
talk about that's not BNA related?
I hold on. You first off, you can expect a rant video from me. I never have done such a thing before.
Where can we find it on YouTube?
I have a YouTube channel that I have really old Dark Souls footage on.
All right.
I'll
what's
post it
called?
later. I
Okay.
don't know when it'll. I'll link it in chat. I
Okay,
guess.
just share it in the Discord. That's kind of the
I'll
beauty
share
of
it.
having
I'll
it.
share it in the Discord.
The show's
You
never
can watch my
really
other stuff, but
over.
it's pretty cringe. And then another
Excellent.
thing, my Magic the Gathering lecture, I just recently started to realize how big of a rabbit hole Magic
Oh,
the Gathering
dude.
is.
Yeah.
Do
Dude.
you realize how hard it is to
You're
just
fucked.
gather everything? Because I have to go through everything.
Yeah, I
Oh,
imagine
They have
that's a
God.
they have
fucking
entire
nightmare.
ebook novels on
Yeah.
their site that
Okay.
are paywalled that I cannot find free
There-
versions of.
There was like, for the first like 15 years of Magic being out, they had the fat packs. When you bought a fat pack, it just came with a novel.
With little lore booklets, yeah, those I have to find.
Oh, you're fucked, dude.
There's no digital versions of those. I have to find them.
Press F for the rest of your
There's
life.
no
And
like
then-
Wikipedia page that compiles like
They're not. I trust me. I have looked.
The thing
I-
is that like
how
when you
important
start
is
doing
it
a
to
lecture,
know the lore though.
there's a lot to it. There's a lot that
Like I am almost
oh, boy,
like
that
I'm not
sounds
sure.
So cool.
I might even have to like kickstart this somehow.
May have you
I
have
might
you,
even like start a Kickstarter for
you-
just doing this lecture.
May, you know what Magic is,
Yeah,
obviously.
I've
Have you
played
like
Magic.
seen the cards or like
Yeah,
you know
I've
how like
played
they all have
Magic
like little
before.
they have little quotes and stuff on them sometimes. All the characters that are referenced in those quotes, those are all in the story and they all exist.
That's beautiful.
Like
Well,
they're
There-
not just,
There's
they're very
there's like
rarely
there's
just
like
one-off
side
lines.
novels. There's like there's a whole bunch of there's so many like different mediums that they've touched on
mhm.
for like random bits and pieces of lore that you have to follow. It's like Oh god, there's
Do
it's
all
so
of,
much
like,
more
the
than the card
sets,
game.
Like, does the lore from all the sets integrate together, or could you
Yeah.
just do one set?
Yeah, there's
It's all,
there's
like-
actually a narrative through line. They
Okay.
started like really far apart. Like each set would be like, oh, let's check out this different world. This one is full of like metal robot. This one's set in like Japan.
And Mirrodin was pretty cool.
Mirrodin is based. My favorite plane is Zendikar, but that's
Zendikar
for the
That,
lecture.
I like Zendikar and Mirrodin and stuff because the only time I played Magic like hardcore, I played Standard, was during the Scars block. So
Oh
all that
really?
shit, yeah.
Oh, that's base. That's
Yeah,
that's the year I got into Magic the Gathering.
The problem is everybody was running Jace at that point at my local shop because like the shop that I go to.
I'm going over that too. The history of iconic cards and why they're scary.
Oh my god, dude, Jace was such a nightmare because I had like no money, obviously, because I've never had money in my life. And like the shop that I go to in my area, it's like I'm in the middle of nowhere, but like TJ Collectibles is like the premier.
Oh,
like,
if you have no
place
money, you're just starting
the East
out, and
Coast.
then
You're just
the
fucked.
power level is that high.
You're just
you'll bring your deck to a game store, be like, hey, you want to play some Magic? I just learned how to play this card game. You get slammed.
Yeah, you get
absolutely
mercilessly.
It's really bad.
Holy cow.
It's like, I guess I'll try and build a Mirror Battle Ball deck, and it's like, that's not good enough, my dude. You got to be
I
running
know that card. I
$600
love
worth
that
of cards.
card. But yeah, my lecture plans to cover everything.
Oh,
the in-game lore, the competitive scene, and like the scandals. And
you could like break down the lore by block and go through the whole thing and do like 15, 20 lectures.
That's how I'm structuring it, is like chronologically, like block by block, what happened in each year.
Dude.
I thought it would be cool because I could just go through the wikis, go through whatever, and I realized there's so much more than that. I have to sit down and watch so much footage of like pro games. Some of them you can't even find anymore. I have to I might actually reach out to do you know Ristic Studies, the YouTube channel?
I don't watch it, but I know of it.
I'm thinking of just contacting people like that just for resources, because I just need I need all this stuff.
Man, I'm hyped for that, but
there's
I
even
can't
there's
wait
even
to watch it in 15 years when your research is
in 15 years I'll be like old and dying. I'll be like a robot. I'll be like a brain in a robot body. I'll have transcended.
You'll just be a mirror at that point.
Oh my god, there's so much stuff. I plan on covering, what else do I plan on covering? The entire economy side of the thing, different eras of when cards are expensive or not.
Dude, the lore alone would be a huge undertaking, but you're gonna talk about the meta as well.
Because I thought that, because I was on Ben's stream talking about it in chat for a bit, and I realized, there's so much more than just the card game lore. I can talk about the company, because it's all tied together. There were times when Wizards of the Coast was about to go bankrupt, so they had to change the design of Magic the Gathering to accommodate for that. It's actually intertwined. It's insane.
Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, same.
I'm this is a madman's journey I've undertaken.
But it's always kind of fun when you get onto a madman's journey. When you start to, when you conceive of a project.
Yeah, no, I'm having so much fun right now.
Yeah.
Researching everything.
When you conceive of a project and you think that would be really cool, and then you start working on it, and then it starts to get a little deep, and you're like, okay, yeah, but I mean, that's cool, right?
But now I have to finish it.
But you start to get deeper and deeper and deeper.
I thought this would take a month.
No.
It'll probably take a year.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 years.
But by the time you realize how far down you need to go, you look back and you see how far down you already are, and then you're like, dude, this
I realized I have this is my hill to die on. You were saying earlier in the stream how everyone needs a hill to die on. This is my hill to die on.
Yeah, because you need to have that.
I will either come out with a Magic the Gathering lecture one day, or I will die. That is what is going to happen.
Yeah, because the reason that it feels so cool is because you feel as though you are amassing this amount of information that has only ever been disparate. That's what's really cool about these sort of madman projects, is that you are making connections that you are pretty sure have never actually been connected inside someone's brain. You know what I mean?
someone's probably done all that. Like some nerd has probably like read all of this junk before, but they've never parsed it into a way that can be shared with other people.
Yeah, exactly. I felt this when I was making the Franks video, and especially when I was doing research on Atsushi Nishigori for those sections, because it was like I was seeing connections and I was beginning to understand. Like when you get that deep into something and you start recognizing things that other people probably have never even thought about, you realize that you are insane. And that you are doing something that no one should want to do, but you are so into it. It is the most jazzing experience that you could ever have, and everybody should try to find that one thing that they could do that gives them that, because it's unlike anything, and you will forever be chasing it after it's over.
There's literally no other feeling.
It's the best. Embarking on a project. Everybody find something.
Fucking Lexi. That's all I have to say.
No,
fuck you. Fuck you.
I'm not even lexical. I'm an impressionist thinker. I'm screwed.
Yeah, it's gonna make it more difficult.
I'm screwed. Yeah, expect my lecture sometime in
the next
2021.
2021. I'll try to keep regular updates.
Put like a whole year of effort into it. It's like you could just make this a multi-part series, you know? You could make it bigger than a lecture.
Yeah, that's it. If it gets to the point where I'm like sick of doing research, I don't know what else to do, I'll just drop boom, Magic the Gathering Lecture 101. To be continued in 102.
Yeah.
That's probably what's going to happen at this point.
I mean, if you have like a year's worth of research, why not make a documentary?
A documentary series?
I mean, they have a documentary on Chris Chan that has thousands of views on each part, you know?
Shout out to Gina Samuel.
32-part fucking documentary.
I fucking love those.
That's it. You know what else I could do? I need to make merch. I need to capitalize as much as I can off of my struggle. I should make merch of this shit. So, hold on. I have to post my YouTube channel. Oh God, what else am I doing? BNA rants, Magic the Gathering lecture, and then I'm also studying to be an animator on top of all that. So that's gonna be insane.
Are you also learning a second language on the side?
Second language? I see all those listings on like job sites for translators. That's too big brain for me. I've tried. I've taken 2 years of Chinese. It's too much for me.
Oh, you're gonna need more than 2 years of Chinese.
I'm gonna need more than 2 years of Chinese.
Years.
Oh God.
Boy.
Straight up just memorizing all the characters. That's the worst part for me, is I can't look something up if I've never seen it before.
Right.
Because there's not really like a alphabet for Chinese. So you have to like, there's like radicals, but you can't sound out Chinese words you've never seen before. So you have to pull up like some app and like sloppily trace it and hope you got the right character. Chinese is so hard. I have mad respect for people who can speak that language. But yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Do you actually want shirts of my fan art? I just made my Teespring account.
I mean, if you want to throw the link in the Discord, you can.
I'll finalize things. I'll throw my link in the Discord, and then I'll put up the shirts for you, so you can.
Cool beans.
So fans of the show can have Butthole Weeb shirts. I don't know.
They can support Foxy.
I will buy. I will buy a Butthole.
Please
shirt.
do. All right. I can't think of anything else. I was gonna say.
All right. For the record, for those who are still in the waiting room, if you do not have something to talk about and you come in and you're just like, flip-flopping around like a fish out of water, we can't have that. All right. We had that on the last stream. We can't have that. Be prepared for being pulled into the stream. If you don't have anything to talk about, you're going back.
Oh, boy. Actually, I'm thinking about ending it soon.
Dang.
I honestly, I
gotta go soon myself.
Yeah, so we're gonna bring in one more person, and then that's it. So we're gonna bring in Paul.
If you want to make my day and get fucking merch with promo code May, including the new Doomer Eternal shirt, while I'm still on the stream, now's your last chance.
Link in the description. Do it now.
Small-
okay,
Small
I'm gonna
Boy
bring
was
in
the-
Pondinator too.
All right.
You're in. I tagged you in, bro.
Hello.
Hello.
You said you wanted to be in the chat. What's up?
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about how Ash Vampire is a bitch motherfucker who everything that he says, the opposite of that is true.
All right.
Damn, all right.
Go fuck
Lord.
yourself.
What's your evidence?
Okay, he doesn't like Diebuster.
Okay.
Or
That's
Gunbuster.
basically it. That's my whole argument. I feel like
Okay.
if you don't like Diebuster, you're not respectable as a human being.
Wait.
I mean, I can understand feeling like Diebuster messes with the canon of Gunbuster, but not liking Gunbuster as well. That's the confusing part for me. Gunbuster is fucking lit.
Maybe Ash is fucking stupid.
No, I just have all right, so okay, to give a brief overview, I'm not going to explain like why I don't like it. I'm just going to explain like the perspective that I have that makes me not like it all that much. I have very particular tastes for science fiction stuff that Gunbuster seems to suggest it will go with and then does not.
What's your taste?
I am of the mind that, well, I mean, Gunbuster also just has huge fucking narrative arc problems that are garbage. But I'm the type of person that does not like it when a science fiction show half-asses itself. And what I mean by that is, if you're going to be a science fiction show and you're going to do something, you know, like Star Trek, where like the science is like a real important part of it, you know, like people praise The Martian for being this way, that like it's a science fiction show where the science part is like a real important thing and it matters a whole lot, and like the way that they get out of the situations that they get put in is their understanding of, you know, larger scientific concepts. Okay, so when a show presupposes to sort of put that in as like real important, like for me that sort of happened, and that was sort of reflected in Gunbuster with like the way that, you know, they had to speed up to the same, you know, speed of the ship, but it was moving at such a fast rate compared to like everything else. There was like time dilation happening. Like that was really cool, but that requires like you to buy into this idea that Gunbuster is operating on a scientific level that takes into account theories of relativity, that like there is real science involved with like how the world actually operates. And then by the end, it's just like, oh, well, you know, to make it like cool, that doesn't matter anymore. So we're just going to do whatever. It's like, it's an internal consistency problem where it's like, it promises to be one thing. And then for the sake of doing something that looks cool, that is visually appealing, it decides that that doesn't matter anymore. No. You pick one. Right, like Star Wars, for example, does not explain any of the science that goes into it because it's all mumbo jumbo made up. But it does it because it wants to look cool. But it's consistent about that. It never tries to say that like we're going to explain the, you know, actual science behind the details of how this works and it has an actual scientific basis. No, that doesn't matter. What matters is it looks cool and it stays with that. I have a problem with Gunbuster because it flip-flops between the two as is convenient for whatever they want to be dramatically appropriate. But you can't do that. Like the bedrock of science fiction is being consistent with your approach. That is how I prefer things to be. And when you're flip-flopping around constantly, it just throws me out of the experience. I lose my suspension of disbelief, and I can't help but then start picking apart other things about it, of which Gunbuster has a lot to pick apart. So there you go.
Okay. I've only seen it once, so I can't really respond too much with any authority. But understandable.
How about this point? Groove and magic. That's a good song.
Oh hell yeah!
That's pretty airtight. I can't find any faults with that.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are bitch ass motherfuckers.
Okay, well, if you want me to retort, there are, I think, two basic principles that Gunbuster establishes, neither of which it really strays from. So as far as like real hard science goes, it establishes relativity early on, and then that is like the main thing that is consistent throughout the show is that relativity is always a presence that is affecting the development of the characters and relationships with each other as things go on. And it establishes space monsters as a thing that don't really make sense, that we don't understand, that kind of operate outside of what the characters are able to comprehend.
You're missing my point.
Am I?
Yes, because if you establish relativity, which is a known scientific thing, right? It is something that we actually do understand that would happen in a reality in which we were able to achieve space travel, like relatively would have to be accounted for, right? Once you do something like that, you now have introduced into the show a level of scientific realism associated with how things operate in this world. By that token, if you then allow for anything to deviate from that for the sake of rule of cool, it now calls into question of why did you feel the need to put so much emphasis on one particular scientific thing, right? Like it's a matter of the consistency of the tonal application of the world building. If that is inconsistent, then everything starts to fall apart because you're starting to question, okay, well, why should I give more credence to this particular concept than another one? Like, what does Gunbuster want to be? I can't fucking figure it out. Why? Why go with one thing and then also go with another? No, it's inconsistent. What do you want to be? Figure it out. Stick with it.
Well, I think again, I've only seen it once, so I can't say I've done a deep dive.
I will say it's not the space aliens, right? Space aliens, yes, okay, fine. You can have space aliens in something that is scientifically, grounded and stuff, and they can violate rules of, how things are supposed to work. That's fine because they're fucking space aliens, okay? But the mech is not. The mech is ours, and it should be bound by rules of science, which you have previously established are important to how things operate. Continue, Tom.
Magic.
Yeah, that they're no. I don't know. I think I'm not really sure exactly how, because like the mech stuff, like I do remember watching it, like, because I only watched it like a month ago, that was a jarring thing for me too, was being like, like these mechs were very grounded until Gunbuster comes out, and now it's like this really fucking super strong thing. And if I was going to argue that, like, what I think the weakest part about Gunbuster is, it's probably the fact that the Gunbuster itself kind of seems to go against the concept of the show up to that point, which is that here is a scientific kind of like advanced culture, and we're explaining that like there's very like real rules that govern all of the technology of our world that we're creating here. And then here are these space monsters, and the problem with them is that they break the rules that we are establishing are important, and that's why they're so dangerous and such a threat, because all of our understanding of space travel does not explain how these things function, and the fact that they are the unknown is the threat of them inherently. And
the threat of the unknown being the theme of a lot of scientifically based space stuff.
Sure. And yeah, I the Gunbuster itself does kind of like throw a monkey wrench into that. So I can agree with that. I mean,
well,
I have to watch it again.
Well, the problem too is that as the show goes on, they continue to escalate our ability to defy the rules of science as we understand them. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And for the record, Gunbuster is the same fucking narrative arc 3 times. The same fucking one. It repeats itself 3 times. And it always ends the same fucking way.
Oh boy, it looks like that guy's internet, the caller's internet cut out. So
Folks, everyone's internet dying tonight. Jesus.
The fucking virus has been making
It's 5G.
No, it's just so many fucking people home and bored
Yeah.
and streaming and just
Yeah.
fucking just being dog shit.
Making podcasts.
So,
May, do you have anything to say about how I don't like Diebuster or Gunbuster?
I mean, I don't know. I've only seen the first. I've only seen Diebuster, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I mean, I agree that that would be annoying and would be something that would bother me as a sci-fi kind of fan myself. But let's wrap up this stream, guys.
All right.
In the description, you can find links to Tom's game, Ninja Suffering, and a link to his Teespring store. If you use the offer code May, you get $5 off whatever you order. So check that out. It also looks like Foxy Socks Kedu has made a variety of corrupting your kids themed art. Yeah, some crazy leggings with a butthole. His
Very
butthole
cursed.
weeb art. So that is pretty lit. Lots of cool shit here. Yeah, it was a super fun episode. Sorry my internet cut out. I seem to have also gotten a copyright claim for some reason. I have no idea why.
What the fuck?
Was it because I sung Groove and Magic?
I have no idea, but it's blocked in Japan, so I think we're gonna be okay. But just
What
YouTube
the
being
fuck?
dumb.
Yeah. Just another day of YouTube.
You guys got any parting words, parting thoughts?
Thanks for having me on again. It was a good time. Always
Yeah.
fun being here.
No problemo.
And I'm glad you guys enjoyed the game. Hopefully there will be more in the future.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, keep it up, dude.
Man.
I think we had a good stream. I think we were a little snappier this time, moving through shit. So it was good.
Follow me on Twitter at MishTobinReturn.
Word
And
up.
there's probably something else. I don't know.
Send Michelle all the Morel locations in your area so she can make a very
They won't do it. They're fucking
hardcore.
cowards.
You know what? You gotta entice them. You gotta be better than that. You gotta lure them in with kindness, and then once they
I
give
gotta
you what you
seduce
want,
them.
yeah, then you just drop them like the peasants they
Yeah.
are.
They use them for their mushroom locations.
Mm-hmm. It's a long game, but that's how winners play.
That was my plan all along.
It's fair.
All right, everybody, have a good night. I'll see you
Good
again.
night.